Last year, 9 people were shot dead in one day in Kwanobuhle. 3 months ago, 6 people were murdered in one incident. A community reeling, not knowing where to turn.
I'm not safe because the crime is too high. I'm very happy today to see Minister Nqatha here to prevent and to make a solution for crime.
We want to see visible policing in our wards. In fact, we will be happy if each and every ward can have the warden police officers. Maybe the crime will reduce.
The Department of Community Safety will deploy patrollers in the area as part of the crime-fighting effort. This program is already active in Kariega with plans to roll it out across the province. The work of the police is also paying off.
After the 3 mass murderers that have occurred here and the successful arrest of the culprits, the area has been quiet. And the area has also registered in the last quarter 13% decrease in the number of murders. Yes, the number is still very high, but the decrease of 30.4% is quite a good movement downwards.
The public is also urged to work with the police by reporting crime and blowing the whistle on criminals. Nandi Paplaki, SABC News, Kariega.
For more on this, we're now joined by Vuyani Mapolisa, who is the head of department of the Department of Community Safety in the Eastern Cape. And Vuyani joins us via our video link. Vuyani, thank you so much for joining us here in SABC News. I mean, we hear of these stories, so often coming out from the Eastern Cape when it comes to mass killings and mass shootings. Maybe if you could also just paint a picture for us on the reports that we don't see. How bad are the mass murders and mass killings in the Eastern Cape?
Thank you and good evening to you and your viewers. Yes, there's been a series of murders, mass murders that have been taking place in the Eastern Cape, as per the clip that you've just shown. But we are happy that now the community as well as police and the departments have put their hands together and we are putting a stop, as MEC is saying, that there's been a sudden decrease on these kind of matters.
And this is new initiative you have started as the Eastern Cape government. Perhaps tell us how will that actually look like? I understand that you are working with the community and you've also now deployed patrollers to various communities. How will that look like? And, which communities here are being targeted?
Yes, there is a multi-pronged strategy that we are using. Specifically, MEC Nqatha has launched a provincial safety strategy with 6 pillars. The major hotspots is obviously Nelson Mandela Bay, Buffalo City, as well as OR Tambo. We have deployed community patrollers in quite a number of areas. We have trained them, people that are trusted and elected by the communities. They have been trained on being eyes and ears of the criminal justice system. We have strengthened our National Prosecuting Authority through the JCPS cluster. Also, SABC has enhanced resources in terms of human resources, new recruits, vehicles in quite a number of areas. Specifically in Kariega, there's been an anti-gang unit. The District Commissioner Nqatha is there on the ground, working with the community as well as the community itself. There's a spiritual crime prevention led by the religious community, very active, partnering with ex-convicts. They visit school, talk to young people, go to correctional services, and that has already yielded very positive results.
And you speak about these patrollers which have been deployed to various communities. Are these patrollers, those who belong in the community? And you also speak about training. What sort of training have these patrollers been given?
Yes, first of all, the patrollers belong to the community, that are chosen by the community, people that are trusted. And over and above that, we do vetting of them through the SABs to make sure that they are clean and they don't have criminal records. Number two, they are trained on issues of common law, criminal law, and also the issue of emotional intelligence. They're also trained physically as well. You could see them when they do their drills. They do it like police. We're working very closely with South African Police Service as well as metros.
And it seemed as if you are indeed, working hard to try and resolve the problems being faced by many communities in the Eastern Cape. Perhaps tell us, what sort of results are you hoping for now that you've taken this intervention, this further intervention to try and curb, these mass killings and mass murders in various communities in the Eastern Cape?
Thank you. The major strategy is to have a community-based, proactive and preventative strategy. And that's precisely what MEC Nqatha has launched last year in October. Our communities are at the center of fighting crimes. And where we've made interventions in Lusikisiki, where there was GBV and rape, in Kwanobuhle, in many quite number of areas, Biki now, we're here in Nelson Mandela, Kwazakele, New Brighton, and now in Kariega, we have seen a reduction because crime is measured through the crime stats and as a very objective indicator. So we've seen a reduction in crime. Even in the previous quarter, we see quite a number of reduction, and we are informed, although the stats is not yet launched, that there's also a reduction in the second quarter.
And how important was it for the department to, seek representatives from community members to try and solve the problems of crime in the area? And one would say that if you've lived in a township or a community, you would know that it's actually the people within that community who really know who the culprits are. So it seemed as if you are very strategic here in trying to work with the community, because one would say it would make it easier for you to find out who is behind these attacks.
That's very true, because we have discovered that when it comes to gender-based violence, more than 68% of cases of GBV are committed by people that are known to each other, either in the home of the perpetrator or the home of the victim. And it's difficult to police such crimes. The only way to do it is to make community aware. Hence, in our strategy, we've got early detection as well as victim support. So we've made communities to be at the center of the campaign, which is launched by MEC Nqatha, that says, Musa Ukuthula, Nagala, don't keep quiet when things are going wrong, loosely translated. Secondly, to make community aware. For example, one of the crime in the Kariega area, we'll find that people insure people with hundreds of thousands or millions, and then after that people get killed. So we make people aware to go and visit insurance companies to make sure if they are not insured by people that don't have interest in them, and then that already raises a red flag. So awareness is the key in this area.
And how has the community or the various communities in the Eastern Cape responded to this initiative? Are they willing to come on board to try and curb these killings we see, or any other sort of crimes that we are seeing in these communities?
Yes, we're very encouraged by our communities, our traditional leadership, our religious community, especially in Kariega area. They're very, very active. Local municipality is coming on board through environmental design, making that the streets, the houses are numbered, there are lights, as well as other departments in the Justice, Crime Prevention and Security Cluster, including national departments. We've got a very dynamic JCPS cluster that drives the provincial safety strategy. So a cooperation, integrated approach, having communities that are active. Communities have came to be aware that it's not only police that must fight crime, they must stand up, and we're very encouraged by that. And the success can be attributed to the integrated approach and the teamwork.